I recently made a video on how to link Apple Calendar to Apple Notes. It was well received. I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested in watching that. Today, I'm going to show you how I link Apple Reminders to Apple Notes. It's a super handy little trick and easy to do on the iPad. Stick around. This video is worth a few minutes of your time. Hi, I'm Rich. Welcome to the channel. I'm always looking for ways to make life easier, and I do that a lot with my iPhone and my iPad, but I rarely, if ever, use stuff that's so complicated that I need a month of learning this or that to do something I can do with a pen and a paper in a few minutes. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know what I mean. But sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze, and spending a few minutes learning what I'm going to show you today will pay dividends down the road. Today I'm going to show you three things. I'm going to show you my lists and Apple Reminders. I'm going to show you my projects in Apple Notes, and then I'm going to show you how I link the two. All right, let's get started. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is my reminders list. If I open up reminders on my iPad, you'll see that I've got a bunch of pinned lists up here, Monday through Sunday, and I do that because for me, I know people have a lot of complicated lists, but for me, I need to know two things. What do I got to do and what day do I have to do it on? And I really don't want to make it any more complicated than that. So what I typically do is collect a bunch of tasks and put them in an inbox. And then once I have them in the inbox, I sit down and figure out what day I'm going to do them. And I just drag them over to the Monday through Sunday list. So today, I've got a project in here called Cabinet Painting. It's not an inbox. I do have another project that I'm going to be working on soon, and I'm going to create that. It's a landscape project, and that's what we're going to call it, landscaping. You can take it and drag it right on top of another one like that, and now you can create a folder, and I'm going to call this Project Inbox. And I'm going to create that, and now I've got a project inbox along with my other inboxes. So that's how I've set it up, and now I've got this cabinet painting job that I'm going to be working on. So that's the setup in Reminders. So now I want to show you the setup in Apple Notes. So if I open Apple Notes, I have a whole bunch of notes in here, and I use what I call the para method: projects, areas, resources, and archives. And I've got a video on how I set that up. I'll include a link in below so that you can watch that if you want to. But in the projects folder, I've got my cabinet painting project. And in here, I have just a link on how cabinets are painted. I've got a note on who the vendor is that's going to be doing the work. And then I've got a list of what's going to happen on each day and the details about those from day 1 through day 7. It's about a week-long project to get everything painted. And these are the things that are going to happen on each one of those days. And I've discussed this with a painter who's going to do this. And so I've already set all of these notes up day 1 through day 7 in my Apple Notes. So I've got a projects folder in Apple Notes, and now I've got a projects list in Apple Reminders. And now this is how you connect the two. So what I'm going to do is slide up from the bottom just to bring up the dock, and then I'm going to open Reminders. I'm just going to drag it over here and open it up so that I have my cabinet painting project open on the left in Apple Notes, and I've got all my lists over here in Apple Reminders, and I'm going to open up the cabinet painting job there. And now to link these two, all I have to do is just drag it over like that. I'm going to drag over each day until they're all over. Like that. Whoops. And now I've got all of my tasks from the project into Apple Reminders. Now I'm just going to slide over and close Notes, and now I've got Apple Reminders open. And if you'll notice, there's a little icon over here of the Apple Notes. So the beauty of this is that I don't have to type everything out that's going to happen for that particular task. You know, disassemble cabinets, if I want to see what's actually going to happen on that day when that task is being done, I can simply tap on the little icon beside that task and it opens up the note in Apple Notes, and I can see they're going to remove the cabinet doors and the hardware, and they're going to set up a spray rack on day 1. I close that and I can go back to my reminders, and all of these notes are over here. So in those situations where you have a project and there's a lot of details going on with the project that you need to know, you don't have to type it all out in 2 places. You can put it in your notes folder in your project section and then just drag them over into reminders, as simple as that. And now what I do after I get my project set up like this, I simply drag these over to the day. So we'll go Monday, we'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And now I have all of those tasks lined up for each one of those days. Now when I pick up my iPhone, I can tap on Monday and I see they're going to disassemble cabinets. On Tuesday, they're going to sand cabinets and doors. And if I want the details about that, I simply tap on the Apple Note, and now I'm taken back to Apple Notes, and I see that they're going to clean the surfaces and then sand and vacuum all the cabinets, and that's what's going to happen on that day. And of course, that's just for this project. You could use it in a variety of different ways for whatever you've got going on. So then you close it, and then it takes you right back to Apple Reminders. And that's just a handy little way of connecting Apple Notes to Apple Reminders. So this is a great way to capture the details of a note in your Reminders app without having to type it all out. I don't use this method for every task I put in Reminders, but I do use it for projects where details are important. And since all you've got to do is drag stuff around, it's not that hard to learn. Okay, that's it for today's short tutorial. I hope it made sense, and more importantly, I hope it comes in handy for you at some point. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.